Well, first up here tonight, we have an ABC Action News exclusive. A cancer survivor and a widow now at the center of a major insurance fraud investigation.
Both women telling investigators a public adjuster stole tens of thousands of dollars in insurance payouts for damages Hurricane Ian caused.
I feel like there's no answers and that there's no recovery, and I just want to fix my house.
I've always heard that Florida protects their elderly. Where can you get help because I can't find it.
And for months, ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska has been collecting documents and listening to alleged victims. And tonight, Michael is bringing you new information that could save you from falling victim in the future.
You're newsworthy. 71 years old and I'm trying to get a job at minimum wage.
Let us introduce you to Pam Pettingill, a widow and survivor of Hurricanes Ian and Helene, now left picking up the pieces.
It's affected my whole life.
Not from the loss of her husband Fred or the storms, but she says from this man, the public adjuster she hired, Francisco Chaparro.
One of the toughest days of your life. I'm sure losing your husband was tougher.
No, it wasn't. Losing my husband, grieving his loss, was easier than going through this because you feel so violated.
In July of 2024, the Florida Division of Insurance Fraud arrested Chaparro of All Elements public adjusters, charging him with 3 felonies, launching a statewide investigation that Pettingill's case is now a part of.
If I ever came close to having a nervous breakdown in my life, it was over this.
Yeah, I was there, and as we were figuring it out.
We've been through a lot, haven't we, baby? Yeah.
It was Pettingill's dog, Pepe Le Pew, who first connected her with an unlikely friend who would step in to help. She met Michael Kelly at a local dog park. They were just strangers. Then he heard her heartbreaking story, and he began tracking down documents to help her build her case. According to insurance records and court documents, Pettingill's insurance company sent several checks to cover the damage.
But I didn't even get a penny.
Chaparro charged with insurance fraud, grand theft, and exploiting the elderly for cashing those checks totaling more than $63,000.
Can you talk about the system and the things that you see where there's red flags and how this could happen to someone like Pam?
Very easily. There are provisions in there about, the public adjuster can sign on behalf of Pam, basically a power of attorney. That should never happen.
Power of attorney authorizes someone to act in someone else's legal capacity.
I don't want to say it's a broken system, but there's a lot of revamping that has to happen in the system overall.
Attorney Mohammed Mubarak is not connected to the investigation. He tells me no one should ever sign over power of attorney to a public adjuster. It's not only a red flag, but a new law passed after Hurricane Ian makes it illegal for an adjuster to put power of attorney in any contract.
I would say don't just trust anyone that has a license. Do your research. Do your due diligence, look them up online. Again, look up reviews. Maybe your neighbor used them, ask for a reference. Those are ways that you can protect yourself.
I did research him. I didn't have any concerns with hiring him. There's cracks down there too.
After the extreme winds and rain from Hurricane Ian flooded her home, Carla Dickey tells me she was battling not just the storm, but something else, cancer. Dickey says she also hired Chaparro, got some money that she used to buy new floors. But then she told investigators she never got the last 2 checks to finish the install, totaling more than $34,000.
So you've been staring at this for 2 years.
Yes.
That's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's embarrassing to invite people over. Here you go. Here's a copy of the contract.
Thank you.
Dickey's agreement identical to Pettingill's and includes power of attorney.
I'm completely disgusted. I'm very upset. I'm very angry. I'm very hurt. I feel like there's no answers and that there's no recovery, and I just want to fix my house. I'm living in this for 2 years with flooring that needs to be torn out and replaced that has possible mold or mildew.
After Hurricane Ian, Citizens Insurance changed their policy, removing public adjusters' names from checks.
But that doesn't help me now.
By the time we got in front of their house, it was up to our waist.
It was in October of last year that we first met Pettingill, her home a disaster zone. In the days after Hurricane Helene, Pettingill found herself back in crisis mode and got those inevitable knocks at her front door. But this time, she didn't use a public adjuster, dealt directly with her flood insurance company, and got all the money for repairs.
And then after the other two hurricanes, I had a public adjuster approach me, and I'm like, no way, shape, or form would I ever sign power of attorney of my name. But that's a hard lesson to learn. The hard way, you don't want to learn that lesson.
Pettingill still owes nearly $15,000 on her roof from Ian damage, money she believes she'll never see because of where the money may have been spent or even gambled away. Arresting documents ABC Action News obtained from the Florida Division of Insurance Fraud stated that another of Chaparro's alleged victims had more than $130,000 in insurance payouts stolen, saying that the funds, quote, were depleted through online transfers, cell transfers, wire transfers, point-of-sale check card purchases, and excessive and substantial cash withdrawals from the Seminole Hard Rock and Calder casinos.
It's not a clerical error. It was not a mistake in their accounting. They're fraudsters.
I'm going to let everybody know how many people you've ruined, how many people's lives you've ruined.
Chaparro has pleaded not guilty. His attorney did not respond to numerous requests for comment. His next court appearance is in September. In Punta Gorda with photojournalist Reed Moeller, Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.